What's up, guys? So the doors have finally been opened to Andromeda. So I did my homework and Gameinformer got awesome exclusives. They just have it all in this 16-page Gameinformer magazine, which is going to be the December issue. I got it on my iPad, so I got the digital version, but I'm also going to be getting the physical copy because I really want it. And the cool thing that Gameinformer did is that they have a female version and there's a male version. The covers, and I think it's just random. The first one they revealed was a female and everyone was all happy about it, but people were like, wait a minute. The only N7 that we've seen, at least like obvious N7, was the N7 character, which turns out to be your father. Apparently your character Ryder, which we now have names, Scott and Sarah, are wearing either their father's armor or just some N7 armor. It looks like the N7 character's armor, whose name is Alec Bill. I don't know if it's his armor that you're wearing or if it's your own N7 armor. I don't know. I kind of think it's your father's armor, which kind of leads me to think, why are you wearing your father's armor? Really? Are they really gonna kill him? Seriously? I don't know how you get the male or the female version. I don't think you get both. That'd be awesome if you got both. I don't really care which one I get, but I think the cover looks super cool, and they have a lot of information, and not only in the magazine but also on the website Gameinformer.com. I'm just going to be taking everything that they announced and putting them into categories. If you guys haven't signed up for the Andromeda initiative, you should. You get emails when something comes out. There's going to be more trailers being released. And not just trailers, because on N7 Day, they released a trailer, and they also released like a briefing. When you finish watching it, you get something. I think it's an in-game item, most likely, because it says like it's a digital blah blah blah, and it's the first one we're getting is a helmet. I'll have the links in the description. The character that's talking, her name is Jen Garson, and apparently she's the one that started the whole Andromeda initiative back in 2176. But the briefing video actually has more information than even the trailer, because in the trailer it's just like they're just showing you a bunch of stuff and you're just like, whoa, wait, what? They talk about the Nexus and they talk about the arcs and the Hyperion, and they have like backstories and stuff of like the N7 soldier, which again, like I said, Alec Bill Ryder. For those of you that don't know why I call him Bill, I'll link the video here, go watch it. That's where I talk about why I call him Bill. So if you're wondering, I don't want to repeat myself, just go watch it. I have pretty legitimate evidence in that video, so just saying. Mass Effect Andromeda is about creating a new hero. They were saying that Ryder is actually more trained in diplomacy than in like being a soldier. Mac Walters has said a few times to not consider this the beginning of a trilogy. It has a beginning and an end. They don't want to leave the Ryder story on a cliffhanger, but they do want you to feel like the whole Andromeda setting and that whole environment has so many more stories to tell. You can play the campaign offline. Somebody asked, is it easy to jump into the game without playing the previous games? And Mac Walters says, absolutely. You're going to Andromeda to explore what they called golden worlds. Planets kind of like Earth, where they have a good atmosphere that is suitable for life. So there are a few golden worlds that they want to investigate in Andromeda to see if they could colonize it with the Andromeda initiative, which includes 4 arcs plus the Nexus. Each of these arcs has one of the main races in Mass Effect, and by main I only mean like the council races, which are the Solarians, Asari, humans, and Turians. We do know that there are Krogans in Andromeda because we've seen them in trailers, or at least we've seen 1 or 2. Did they come in just mixed in one of the arcs? Did they come mixed in the Nexus? We haven't seen any Turians, but they have been confirmed. So what's the Nexus? Jen Grayson says that she's gonna be on it, so she's the head honcho. I'm thinking the Nexus is kind of like a space station. And then you've got, like with the Pathfinders, because one Pathfinder leads each arc. Hyperion is the one where you're coming on. and I believe your father and your sibling as well. But it's mostly gosh, so rude. Mac Walters already said as well that this game, even though there are intense moments and like dramatic moments, and you know, it's not an extremely light game. It is a lot lighter. It's not as military as the previous games. You are a younger team. I usually like to play as an older character. I like the more mature characters. You kind of feel like you're Ryder because you're like, I don't know what I'm gonna expect in Andromeda. So you could really relate more so than in the past trilogy. You're almost on the same level, and Shepard had that one up on us. We had to adapt ourselves to Shepard because he was the soldier in this N7 Spectre already. So like I said, Jane Garson, I keep on wanting to call her Grayson just because of the whole like Grayson Academy, and you know, Grayson was the one that led the team through the Charon relay, the first relay that led humanity to the first contact war where they found the Turians and stuff like that. And while I'm on that, what really blew my mind and which I really like is that Alec Ryder, your father, the N7 guy, was on that team. So I really want this character to be alive for a while, because I was like, man, the things that he could tell you. He could talk about the first contact war. He could talk about David Anderson. Like, what if they were like really buddies? The Elusive Man was there before he became the Elusive Man. And even the Turians, like if you read the comics, like Saren's brother. I want to talk to this guy, Bill. So Jane Garson created the Andromeda Initiative in 2176. And they launch it in 2185, which is after Mass Effect 2, but before Mass Effect 3. And I was reading that this is before everyone knew that the Reapers were coming. After the Sovereign, obviously. But, I mean, like, where it's like, yeah, the Reapers are on their way and we're doomed. Because after Arrival, Shepard told Hackett the Andromeda Initiative is a civilian project, and it's backed by powerful benefactors. Powerful benefactors, eh? What if one of those powerful benefactors is Liara? Because this is after she became the Shadow Broker, maybe? So it would surprise me if we don't hear something about Liara. Mac Walters already said that there are no returning characters from the previous trilogy. There's gotta be at least a mention when it comes to Liara. I don't know why I felt like the council wasn't involved in this, because it's a civilian project and stuff like that, but the council must have given the authority of doing it. And plus, the council races are all involved, so it's like, maybe even the council, are we gonna hear more names? Hackett, David Anderson, that'd be cool. Even Shepard. There was that one teaser, that N7 day last year, I think it was, where Shepard is kind of giving you your goodbye, dedicated to you. But I think it also made sense for it to be dedicated to the Andromeda Initiative as well. So 600 years later, you arrived to Andromeda, and you were all in cryosleep. You wake up, but then something happens. You arrive in a hostile environment. You were supposed to arrive at one of these golden worlds in the Helios cluster. I think Andromeda just takes place in the Helios cluster. It's probably just this area. To this place called Habitat 7. But you arrive to a dangerous energy cloud and atmosphere that is completely unpredictable, and I think that's the beginning of the trailer. You fall out and it's all chaos, right? I think that's the beginning of the game. Whatever sibling you choose, because you can choose to be a male Ryder or female Ryder, they are twins. The other one stays in cryo sleep. Doesn't come out of cryo sleep because there was an issue, there was some kind of problem. And even afterwards, when they do come out of cryo sleep, they can't join you in battle, so they're gonna be separate from you, but you can communicate with them. You can develop that relationship. So when all this happens, you can't contact the other arcs, and you can't contact the Nexus. What happens to your father? I don't know. Like, does he die there? Does he get separated from you? Maybe he's with your sibling. But you arrive to find the new species called the cat. I will talk about this more in detail in a different video. So Ryder. I don't know who I'm gonna play as first. I always have to test it. I need to see what feels right in the moment with that character. Caroline Livingston already announced the voice actors of our protagonist. Female Ryder is Frida Wolf. If you have Twitter, I would recommend you go follow her because she's really interactive. Her and the voice actor for male Ryder have just really embraced the Mass Effect community and the Mass Effect fans, and they're just always talking to them on Twitter, so I would recommend you follow both of them. Male Ryder is voiced by Tom Taylorson, and their father, the N7 guy, Alec Bill Ryder, is voiced by Clancy Brown. But you know what else? I was like, oh. On N7 Day, Nicholas Bolton, who voiced Male Hawk, and he's a freaking legend when it comes to video game voices. At least he is for me. He's so cool, and just, I love the guy. I love him. He retweeted the trailer for Mass Effect Andromeda on N7 Day, and he said, "See you guys in the spring." I was like, "Are you in it?" He says, "My lips are sealed," and I was like, I would love to hear him as the baddie. We heard the baddie, but they completely digitized his voice and like did a lot of posts and stuff, so I couldn't tell if it's him. One thing that has me really curious is the Ryder mystery. They call it the Ryder mystery, and you'll know more about the Ryder mystery. And then at the end of the trailer, the bad guy says, "I now know why you're so important," or something like that. The baddie must want you for something, and it must be a family thing. When it comes to Daddy Ryder, actually, Alec Bill Ryder, somebody asked on Twitter if we were gonna know more about this character in like DLCs or in something else, and this is what Mac Walters said. I think the N7 guy's story is going to be in the books. Initiation, I think it's called. It was supposed to come out this month, but obviously not anymore. I'm guessing towards the beginning of next year that book might come out. I think that book is about the father because it's got him on the cover. You could now pre-order Mass Effect Andromeda. When is the game coming out? It hasn't been officially announced by BioWare. They're saying spring 2017. The Mass Effect art book says that it's going to be coming out on March 21st, 2017. So people are saying, is that the release date? 3, 2, 1, liftoff. Get it. The next stuff they're going to be showing is on December 1st during the VGAs, the Video Game Awards. So maybe we'll get a date then. So that's pretty much it. In other videos, I'm going to be talking about the customization. I'm going to be talking about leveling up, the multiplayer, exploration, the characters, the new enemies, all that good stuff. And I'm going to be doing that soon. Thank you so much for watching, and I should go.